What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. I have some absolutely mind-boggling news talking about the Pokemon TCG today, which is going to blow you away. So this really was awesome to see. These have been confirmed to be real and some of the earliest cards in Pokemon existence, and a lot of people probably have never, ever heard of these. So what's crazy is that these cards I'm going to show you today came before the 1996 Japanese No Rarity set, which a lot of people thought was some of the first Pokemon cards in history, but they were not. So these are Ken Sugimori artworks, and we're going to talk about them. They have recently surfaced and have been graded by CGC, and there's been a lot of buzz surrounding these cards and a lot of people asking if they are real or if they are fake. Now, I'm going to show y'all some crazy stuff. Right now, what we're looking at is Golden website. So you have Ken Golden's website, Golden Auctions, and this current card right here, this Squirtle artwork is on auction right now on the website. It's a 1996 Pokemon Japanese Alpha Playtest Squirtle, where they took high quality cardboard stock for cards and printed this right here as an Alpha Playtest Squirtle. So there's some things that we do not know. Some of the things we do not know is how many of these cards are there, such as did they print the whole 151? How many are actually out there? And there's just a lot of stuff that we just do not know. But what I do know is that I have seen pictures of a Charmander, a Bulbasaur, a Squirtle, and there's some other ones we're going to look at in just a second. But if you look for some that are for sale, you're only going to find 3 up right now, which are currently on Golden Auctions with 14 days left and 13 hours and already at $24,000 for a CGC 9.5. And after the buyer's premium, you're roughly looking at close to $30,000 for this card. What do y'all think this is going to go for? So to give y'all some background information real quick, it says this is a lone example of the piece recorded at its tier in CGC census reporting with none graded higher. Presented is a keenly preserved example of an impossibly scarce early prototype Pokemon collectible. So a prototype Japanese language Alpha Playtest Squirtle card was produced and distributed to a playtester, someone responsible for testing the mechanics and playability of game pieces prior to their final manufacturing. So incredibly rare and old, several months before the release of the inaugural expansion of the Pokemon TCG, the Japanese base set, also known as the expansion pack. So before No Rarity cards, this card as well does not have a rarity symbol, if you didn't notice. So it says, although anyone with even a passing familiarity with the TCG will recognize the image of Squirtle, one of the 3 possible starter Pokemon from the Kanto region, the card's composition differs significantly from the product that would eventually reside in the base set booster packs. So Michihiro Arita, which designed a lot of the cards from the Kanto region and the base set WotC booster packs, the difference right here is that these cards were made, like I said, by Ken Sugimori, the artist. So these are all Ken Sugimori artworks. The card has white borders instead of gold and no rarity symbols. The card is mounted onto high-grade cardstock, a familiar method of construction for prototype cards. And CGC has validated just 90 total examples from the Alpha Playtest emergence, including just 2 copies of the Squirtle's prototype. So that tells us right there, there's a lot more different Pokemon that have these Alpha Playtest cards, but CGC has only been graced with 2 copies of this Alpha Squirtle Playtester card. So that is incredibly rare. So for anyone out there who's asking, are these real? They are, and we have some more proof in just a second. Despite its rather primitive and delicate construction, the offered card appears to have been handled very lightly and respectfully, retaining the vast majority of its peripheral integrity as well as its softly printed colors. So this card is crazy, right? Just go ahead and take a close-up look of it. It does look almost fake. It really does. But to have something this old, it's just crazy to have something like this. I really wonder if this is going to go for over $100,000. I don't see why it wouldn't. And if people were really smart and knew what they were looking at right now investment-wise before these cards actually blow up and people start to really figure out about them. I mean, right now it says this is a Pop 1. Is a huge thing to amass in your collection, especially when you see no rarity cards in a high grade going for absolute crazy amounts of money compared to the first edition WotC English set level. And then you have an Alpha Playtest card. This is crazy. So moving on here, this is alt cards right here. You can see the website, and it's currently showing the 3 that are on auction. These are all 3, like I said, on Golden Auctions. You can see right below the card, it shows where these are listed at. And if you want to watch stuff like this, you can go on Alt's website and you can tune in and hit watch, right? And you can watch and see how long these cards have left and what the current bid is at. So right here, you see the Squirtle, the Bulbasaur, and the Charmander. And right now, the Squirtle is sitting in first place with $29,280, with the Charmander in second at $24,400. And then, of course, the Bulbasaur coming in at $21,960. So something crazy is that I did a search on these cards. I was trying to find more information on the internet. On Google, you're not going to find a plethora of information on these cards. They are not super common, but I did find this right here. So whoever had this is absolutely, it's crazy, right? So you have the Charizard. This is the 7.5 Near Mint Plus by CGC Pokemon Japanese March playtest mounted on card Charizard. And it is absolutely crazy to see this. So if, you know, you have the Squirtle going for like $30,000 with 14 days left, I just can't imagine what the Charizard would go for. Even in a 7.5, I have not seen another one of these out there. And this is what the back looks like. I mean, it almost looks like somebody printed these straight out of their garage. But, I mean, it is just crazy to see, especially having Ken Sugimori on it. It's really cool. And if you do some internet research, right, so the Fine Card, shout out to them. I always watch their page. They have some great information, sales, and other stuff that you can find right there. So here's a picture, which kind of cued me into these cards and helped me find out about them. So basically it was talking about how Mr. Takumi Akabane, I probably messed the name up, right, but is one of the former creators of Pokemon and is a former research and development director at Creatures Inc. and has been a part of the company since at least 1994 when he was listed as a chief debugger on the game Earthbound before resigning in 2008. So Mr. Takumi had these cards surface on his Instagram, on his story page, which is another confirmation that these cards are authentic, deemed authentic. So eventually they would have surfaced from his page, and now they are starting to make their way into the wild, and they are incredibly rare to find. So, and no telling if we see other Pokemon surface in the future, and if we'll see any graded about PSA or Beckett right now. So what do y'all think? Let me know. Drop a comment, guys, if you know about these cards. Let me know more information if you have it. I would love to share across the community. This is one of those niche things that you just really don't know about. And when you can learn about some of the earlier stuff, that's how collectors can just gain more knowledge across the community. And it's just really exciting to learn about some of the stuff and some of the history for the game that you love. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you like the content, like, subscribe. Let me know what else you would like to see, and I'll be back soon with another video, and I'll see y'all later. Have a blessed day. Out.